Hello all you wonderful, beautiful, and craptastic people. CraptasticJack here. Today we're going to be talking about something big. Now, a lot of you know that one of my favorite things to do in racing games is to go really fast with the cops in hot pursuit, eating my ass and going, damn, that guy's pretty fast. Seriously, today we're going to be talking about cops, and we're going to be talking about the fact, well, not really fact because it's never actually publicly been stated, but pretty much the inferred, what's the word I'm looking for? It's pretty much inferred that there aren't going to be any cops in the Crew 2. And today I'm going to be talking about why that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. The thing is with the Crew 2 is there's no cops. And the thing is, this is weird because first off, the Crew 1 had cops. In fact, the Crew 1 not only had cops, but they had a whole expansion based around cop chases and police pursuits and everything. So it boggles my mind why they would make an expansion. They would include a feature in the game, make an expansion upon it, and then just dump it from the next game. That seems very backwards to me, and it's backwards to a lot of people. Like, okay, first off, if you don't really know, if you know nothing about the Crew, alright, and you just assume it's like the Crew 2, it's really not. The Crew 1 was based around illegalness, illegal street racing and everything. The Crew 2 is based around sanctioned street racing, not just street racing, but professional racing, boat racing, plane racing, ass racing, all different types of, like, illegal motorsports. It's sanctions. It's all sanctioned, by the way. And I'm going to do a separate video on how I feel about the whole sanctioned street racing and everything. But today I'm just going to be talking about cops, and so it's completely different. It's not anything really like the Crew 1, where you're like an outlaw and everything. No, it's different. It's all about motorsports and racing and everything. It's all about sanctioned racing and everything. And so I guess when they're going for that, they just decided cops weren't that important, which again is not a good thing, because you take games like, just for example, take games like Test Drive Unlimited 2. Now, Test Drive Unlimited 2 is it's based around a TV show, so sanctioned racing. I mean, there's still cops in the game. If you're going around outside of the races, you're just driving around fucking around, and you fuck around too much, the cops are gonna be like, hey, pull over, and like, and you can get to a cop chase. Now, granted, the police system in Test Drive Limited 2 is absolute dog shit, but like, you still had cops there, you know? So like, I mean, the Crew 1's cops before Calling All Units weren't even that good, and even after Calling All Units they weren't that good. I feel like Calling All Units actually kind of made the police chases for the worse. Okay, so not having cops in the Crew 1 is a major, for me and a lot of people, like, why it's just needlessly removing things that don't need to be removed from the game. I mean, like, even if, like, the thing is with the Crew 1 is the cops weren't like, they weren't invasive, like, they wouldn't invade your game. Like, if you didn't want to mess with the cops, they wouldn't mess with you. If you don't hit them, they wouldn't, like, come after you. As long as you hit them, they would come after you. Even when they catch you, like, it's not like you lose your car or anything, you just pay a fine. And if you're really late in the game, the fine was like nothing. It was like $1,000 for like a 12-minute chase. So, like, not a lot of money you have to actually pay for if you actually get caught. I mean, so the cops, like, again, they didn't get in your way, they stayed out of your way. So just removing them from, like, a feature that a lot of people found enjoyment in doing. Like, for me, I loved getting, probably one of the things I spent the most time in the Crew 1 doing was just getting into random car chases, and it was fun as fuck. Especially doing, like, car chases where I get into, like, a full stock spec Silverado, get to a 5-star police chase and try to evade that. That shit was fun as hell. So, like, why remove something that gave us hours of fun upon hours upon hours upon hours of fun from a game, you know? Anyway, let's cut to the chase. I mean, the thing is, Ivory Tower has they have a reputation for listening to fans. Hell, they even stated, I need to find this somewhere, they stated in, like, either a video interview or something when Calling All Units was coming out that they made Calling All Units because people in the game were saying they wanted more cop shit.
The police fantasy was something we always had in the back of our head for a long time, and we were convinced to bring it into the game by player feedback. We have read tons of great posts on the forum, great suggestions, so this is what decided us to bring the police gameplay and police vehicle into the game. We have the same process to add a new vehicle into the game. We read what players want, what vehicle, what cars they want the most, and we try to deliver it.
So, like, if people want more cop shit, why are you removing cops from the game? That doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make sense. And I don't get this whole thing of like, well, it wouldn't fit the game. I mean, the thing is, you go to real life car shows like H2OI or something like that, even where there's like legal street racing, cars and coffee and everything. There's still cops out there. Like if you're fucking around outside like the event, you're gonna get busted, you know? Like just because you're racing like legally in like races and shit doesn't mean you aren't like outside of the world, like outside of races. Like when you're driving around in free roam, you're still breaking laws, you're still breaking traffic laws. So cops definitely have a place in the Crew 2, and I really want to see them add into the next game. Now, one way to get I was about to say Ghost Games, and one way to get Ivory Tower's attention when it comes to cops is to like start a hashtag, start a little movement, you know. So I just figured I came up with hashtag cops for the Crew 2. Now tweet that out. I even have a template tweet that you can send them if you're lazy enough. I recommend you switch around a bit, but still, in the description, like have a little template tweet there. It adds like the important people at Ivory Tower saying, hey, we'd like to see cops in the game. Removing cops was not a good idea. We'd like to see them added in. This is something we really want to see in the game. And even if we're small, but we're loud and proud, you know, like if we just keep like saying, hey, this is what we want, then like Ivory Tower is probably going to deliver. They've done that in the past, you know. Like we wanted more JDM cards, they gave us more JDM cards, you know. Like they listen to the community. So if we are loud enough in saying, hey, please give us free roam, please give us cops back, like we want them back, you know. So, you know, like I still have a good reason to play the Crew 1, that's for the cops, you know. And I'm not even asking for like anything calling on units level where you can be a cop and everything. I don't care about that. I'm just talking about like base level free roam police, like in the Crew before calling on units, you know. And if they want to improve upon that, sure, like go ahead, like add those in. I think that'd be cool. But at the end of the day, they really need to add cops. The removal of cops was not a good idea. And if you want to see cops if you want to start this movement and go, want to see cops in the Crew 2, tweet hashtag cops for the Crew 2 at Ivory Tower, at Fergus, at all that, and hopefully we can actually get some cops added to the Crew 2, because that's one of the big things missing from the game. And that's going to be all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. What do you feel about cops not being in the Crew 2? Personally, it's not a good idea. They need to add cops right away. But that's all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.